Hi again. I'm Rachel from Ray K Books. And okay, so it was a little bit of a mess up. I'm interviewing Lindsay Cummings, who's the author of The Murder Complex. Hello, Lindsay.
Again.
So you were telling us about your awesome background, that you were married and there's glow in the dark, some of them.
So this wall, I'm at my parents' home right now because my husband's out of town and I don't like to be alone. So I came over here, and this is my bedroom growing up. And I was really bored one day when me and my husband were dating, and I was like, let's throw paint on the walls. And he was like, okay. So we did, and that's what happened.
I love
Yeah.
it. So I guess we're going to go with the first Twitter question. And this is for Iman Melik, I think. I'm not sure. And she asks, what is the best and the worst reaction you've gotten to your book?
Ooh, okay. So we're talking about The Murder Complex, which just came out in June. And
Congratulations.
yes, thank you. I'm very excited about it. So there's a cliffhanger. People know this by now. And some people love it and some people hate it. I'm trying to think. This is a tough question. I had a girl at my release party that when she met me, she was like so excited about the book and everything that she like literally cried. And I was like, okay, that is the coolest thing ever. And then I literally had someone that like hated my book so much that they returned it to Amazon for a refund. So there you go. I mean, that's both sides for you, and that's kind of what happens when you write books for a living. So
Those are two extreme reactions. One can't get enough, and the other's like, I want my money back.
I'm done. So
How did
at that
you know about it? Did they tweet you? Were they just like, I returned your book on Amazon?
much, and then there was like a review, and I made the mistake. Authors should not do this, but I have done it, to go and like read the reviews of your book, which is like the worst idea ever, because your ego will like go up really high, and then it'll be like like just terrible. So yeah, I'm never gonna do that again. But anyways.
All right,
Yeah.
and then the second question is from Isabel, and she asked, okay, before we continue, I forgot to ask this question. Can you please give a synopsis on the Murder Complex to the people who maybe want to start reading it?
Yeah, so the Murder Complex, right here, it's really pretty, in case you were wondering. It is a futuristic thriller. It's set in the futuristic Florida Everglades, surrounded by a big, giant perimeter. And in this world, every night at dark, people are murdered by the hundreds, and no one knows who is behind it or why. And it's told in split points of view between Meadow, who is a 16-year-old girl who lives on a houseboat with her father and her brother and sister, and she does basically everything she can to get home at night, even if that means killing people that get in her way. And then the other character is Zephyr, who is a orphan, and he cleans up dead bodies off of the street every Sunday. And their stories kind of come together, and a bunch of trouble happens from there.
And so we actually have a question about Zephyr, and
Awesome.
that is, what qualities make Zephyr, as you said, your perfect book boyfriend?
Ooh, well, a lot. So I've told a few people this, but Zephyr is like the book version of my husband, and so he's like really sensitive, and he's like kind of a wimp, um, but he's like super hot, and he has a dark side to him that people don't know about. But I love that he's like so sweet and cute and kind of not the typical boy that you usually see in these like bloody action-y books. He's kind of just like, oh, like everyone help me, but then sometimes he's able to take care of himself in a very dark way. Plus his name is just awesome. Like that's just a hot name, I think.
Zephyr. I don't think I've ever heard of Zephyr before,
I think
actually.
it means wind or something. I don't know, but I was like, oh, Z name, like yes.
Perfect, perfect. So
Good.
actually, did I see a dog or a pet or an animal?
Hurley, come here. Hurley, come here. Get over here. Come here. No, 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 no. Right here next to me. did a dive bomb like onto my. Say hi. What? Look, Hurley. Good girl. Oh, she's gone. That's my German Shepherd. She is obsessed with being with me. So she's the only dog allowed in the room with me during my live chat. Say hi, boo. She's really camera shy.
So cute.
Oh, yeah, I'm proud.
Putting her paws over her eyes. Oh,
look at me.
So Emily asks, which is your favorite book?
Oh, like out of all the books? That's not okay. Like you oh man. Dang it. Okay, the struggle is real. Gosh. Okay, so I guess I'll go a series because I can't pick one book out of any. Whoops. This happens during every interview. It's my Mockingjay ringtone. Harry Potter, all 7 of them, definitely without a doubt. I love the Hunger Games like more recently because those got me kind of wanting to write futuristic things, but I grew up reading Harry Potter, and you know, like as they would go from one year to another, like I would get 1 year older too, and so it was like my whole childhood. And seriously, like J.K. Rowling is a freaking genius. Like, no, how do you write something like that? Honestly, like it does not make sense to me. Like it just doesn't. It's not fair.
Did you read the new J.K. Rowling? Like, what is it? Like 30 years after the book ended, she wrote what was going on in Harry's life.
What? Where is this?
What do you mean? Where is this? What do you don't know it, girl? No, yeah, J.K. Rowling just came out on her Pottermore.
Well, yeah, it's not out yet, right?
What? No, it's on her website.
What?
Yeah. Now you know where you're gonna go after the interview. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I've been on tour for a week, so I'm like I haven't been a part of the world. But when did this happen? I need to. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Like
I found it on like Huffington Post has a copy, and so if you can't find it somewhere, it's like on multiple sites. They copied and pasted. So read it.
Gosh.
Read it.
Yeah.
What did you think of the new Mockingjay trailer?
Oh man, it is so good. But it was so short. I was like, I want more, need more. I was laying in bed watching it on my phone, and my husband was asleep next to me, but I was like, I have to turn the volume on full blast. Like, there's no other option. This is Mockingjay. I like turned it up super loud. There's like people like getting shot by the peacekeepers, all this stuff, and I'm just like, I don't care. It's totally worth it. But yeah, it was so good. I can't wait.
Love it. So I guess we're gonna go back to Twitter questions because they're a little overwhelming. So we will go with Carla, and she asks, who was your inspiration to write The Murder Complex? So instead of who, maybe like what was your inspiration?
Right. So a lot of people probably know like my background to why I started writing, but I graduated from high school and I started dealing with a lot of chronic fatigue issues, and I was just super tired all the time. This is like a weird angle, and I just kind of didn't know what to do with my life, and so my dad actually sat down and was like, you know, you've always loved reading books, and I always did write little like short stories growing up, but I never tried writing like a full-length novel. He's like, why not do it now? You know, you can lay in your bed and write a book. And so I tried it again, right? Oh my gosh.
It's fine. It's a beautiful sound.
It's totally worth it. So I tried it, and it became like the coolest thing ever, and now I'm like doing my dream job and I love it. But in terms of like direct inspiration, I went and saw the movie Hannah with Saoirse Ronan, and I immediately went home and like wrote the first chapter of The Murder Complex. So that kind of like spiked my inspiration for the book itself.
And then, well, first off, I'm very glad that you're better and that your horrible experience has turned into something like amazing. So,
Thank you.
props.
I
Um,
know, yeah.
so I see a tattoo being displayed. Fearless. Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, actually, she has it. It's on the back of the book. Is this like reversed?
No.
It's not reversed?
No, I can see
Okay, well,
it.
Meadow. Okay, I'm gonna silence the Mockingjay thing because it's bringing up a lot of memories from the trailer. A lot. Um, but yeah, Meadow in the murder complex has a fearless tattoo, and so when the book came out, I was like, "Oh, I'm so getting it!" And then I got it, and I love it, and I have like 12 tattoos, so it was just, another addition to the collection. But yeah,
Wow.
maybe I'll get another here someday. That'd be fun.
I had a feeling that it had something to do with a book. I was thinking Harry Potter for some reason. I'm like, is it Harry Potter?
Oh my gosh. There's an author, Julie Murphy, has the little like Harry Potter logo, like the little glasses and the lightning bolt. She has that tattooed like right here on her arm. It's so cute. Love it.
That is really cute. So the next question is, how do you feel after your book release?
Like $1,000,000. No, it was like the coolest thing ever. Because you wait. I mean, I signed my contract like years ago, and then there was this huge editing process to get to the end. And I thought that the coolest moment would be like getting to see my cover and then getting to hold the book in my hands. But the coolest moment ever, and I wanted this since I was little, is to walk into Barnes and Noble and like just go to the YA section and see my book sitting there on the bookshelf. And I did that. On release day, I went and like bought a copy of my own book, and then I had my release event at Barnes and Noble. And just like the feeling that your dream that you've had for so long after working so hard has like finally come true and it's real and it's actually happening, that's an overwhelming thing. And then to go on tour like across the US and see all these people and like they actually like you and they think you're cooler than you really are, like that is so exciting. So overall, and then to do things like this, like people are like, they want to know things about me. I'm like, seriously, I promise you guys I'm not that interesting. But it's just fun. It's the best thing ever. I love it. That was a good question.
Congratulations. That just sounds so amazing, and your eyes just like light up. So it's really cool to hear you talking about that. So the next question is from Jack Eats Books, and the question is, do you think the BookTube community has helped your career as a writer?
Yes. Yeah, BookTube is awesome. I only recently discovered it, and then I started kind of doing my own videos. But it's cool because like you actually get to see these people like fangirling and fanboying like in the physical form instead of just like Instagram pictures and stuff. But yeah, it's so fun, and so far I feel like people have liked it a lot and been really supportive, and it's another type of social media that it's awesome. I just love it. So yeah, booktubers are great. They're so fun, and they are like the ultimate book nerds because they're not afraid to show their nerdiness in person, which is just awesome. I love it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
I love to watch booktube videos.
They are amazing for sure. Yeah, BookTube and the community is amazing, right? Like everybody is so kind. I actually didn't know you were a booktuber, so
I am.
Well,
I'm a lazy booktuber.
Yeah. Hopefully we could do a collab someday. You never know. Just sliding that in there. So the next question is, what was the most fun part to write about the murder complex?
The action scenes. Those are super fun. I've always loved action movies. I walk out of the movie theater feeling like I could go like snap a person's neck with my pinky. And so I wanted to write scenes like that in books. And I also kind of have a twisted mind, and so I get to like write about those weird things that I think about when I'm like shopping in Target. Yeah.
And then the next question No, it's okay. The next question is for Sasha, from Sasha, and she says, which writers inspire you the most?
Ooh, I love that question. Definitely. So one of the first that really kind of got a hold of me and actually poured some love into me was Lauren Oliver. She was so um, just totally gave me so much advice and really made me feel like I could actually become a writer, like it was actually a tangible dream. And she's so talented. Like I have read Delirium like 3 times, and every time I read it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And then Patrick Carmen is my mentor. He's wonderful and so giving with all of his advice. And then just in general, pretty much every book ever that I enjoy, I get inspired by those people. Beth Revis is incredible. She has such an amazing story. She tried for like years to get published. Yeah, I don't know, just writers in general, even if they're not published, they inspire me because we're all working towards the same thing.
Very nice. And so now we're going to be playing a game called Would You Rather. So for those of you who don't know what Would You Rather is, I would ask Lindsay something like, would you rather eat apples or oranges for the rest of your life? And then she'd have to pick either apples or oranges, but this is literature edition.
Ooh, so, I love it.
Yes. Okay. So the first question is, would you rather live in the world of Hunger Games or Divergent?
Ooh, probably No, because I don't want to be controlled. I would I would do Hunger Games just because I feel like I would thrive in that type of environment. I'm kind of a person that doesn't like feel bad about things that I do, and so I feel like I would just, I'd probably die. I probably wouldn't survive, but I still think it would be really fun for like the time being. So, God, that makes me sound like a terrible
person. It's really fun. It's fun to fight kids your own age.
Just fun to kill.
Awesome. So would you rather fight next to Hermione from Harry Potter, Katniss from Hunger Games, or Triss from Divergent?
Ooh, definitely Hermione because magic. I mean, come on. Plus, we could talk about books like while we were fighting, which would also be really cool. So, and having bats in the air, we could talk about that too because that's also a thing. So,
the next one is: would you rather read a book that is written poorly but has an excellent story, or read one with weak content but is written well?
Oh man. This is not fair. Probably a book that's written well, just because I would get so frustrated with like the bad grammar and all those things that I just wouldn't be able to do it. So I could deal with being bored as long as it was written well.
And who would you rather have as a child, Harry Potter or Hermione Granger?
Hermione, 100%. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
And the next one is, would you rather write novels where all the characters are women or all men for the rest of your writing career?
Is there an option for writing as women and then giving them sex changes and turning them into men? I could get both.
No. Nope.
Then I would just pick really tough women. I think I would, yeah.
And the next one is, would you rather only write your books in trilogies or standalones?
This is like the hardest thing. These are like terrible. They're hard. Oh gosh. Probably trilogy. No, because trilogies are so hard to write. Just standalones, because then it can just be I could do so much more, different worlds and things like that. Not fair.
Sorry, I know hard choices in this hypothetical world I'm building for you. So would you rather write a book without using conjunctions or have every sentence of your book begin with one?
I veto this question. It's not fair. Um, Probably without using them, I guess. You've broken me. You
Yep.
have broken me.
What I do, Lindsay. What I do. It's okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. Would you rather write a plot twist you hated or write a character you hated?
Write a character I hated and then kill them off. 100%.
Wonderful. Love that.
Nailed that one. Nailed it.
Right. And then the next one is, would you rather a super successful movie be made from one of your books or a long-lasting television series?
Definitely the television series. I've actually put a lot of thought into this question because, like, when I think about shows that I love, 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 like Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, oh gosh, I really love Firefly, and it was only one season, and I'm still like having conversations with God about maybe can you like make them do a second season. But yeah, I just feel like the fandoms for those can like they don't just die out after like a year or two. Like they keep going, and then I don't know, I just love it, and it'd be so fun to like sit there on a Tuesday night and watch my like book become a show. That would be so fun for me. I love that question.
That sounds like fun. So good luck.
Right. Totally gonna happen.
And then the last would you rather question is, would you rather critics rip your book apart publicly or never talk about it at all?
Gosh. Well, I feel like if they rip it apart publicly, then people are going to be like, why are they so mad about this book? Like, I have to go buy it and figure out why they're so pissed off. So that I guess that would be better than there being like zero attention. But either way, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt real bad.
Bad scenario in both. I know. I'm sorry. Anyway, that is the end of rather.
Sorry. This has been a lot of fun for me.
So congratulations. The game is over. The torment is done. Good job.
It was fun.
So we're going to go back to some Twitter questions. For those of you who are watching, because we're almost done, are you willing to go a little bit over since there's so many questions to be answered? Okay. Yeah. So if you want to ask a question, go on to Twitter and use the hashtag LindsayLiveChat and then ask your question, and I will ask it to her. So the next one is by Carla, and she asks, who is your fictional character crush?
Oh, man.
Can't be your character.
I think it's going to be PETA. I've always loved him because he's just so cute, and he bakes, and he's blonde, and he's strong, and I could go on and on about this for days. Yes, definitely PETA. Mm-hmm.
And then Sophia asks, what book do you prefer in your books, action or romance?
Action, 100%. I'm not much on romance, so totally action.
Sophia asks again, if you weren't a writer, what else would you be?
A reader. I'm just kidding. I wanted to go to school for vocal jazz, and so I would either do that or I would go to cosmetology school and be a hairdresser or a dog trainer.
Very nice. Very nice. And then the next Twitter question is from PLMSC. I don't know how to say that. I'm not even going to try. Do you plan on writing any other series or books?
Yes. I've got another series coming out September 23rd. It's a middle grade series. It's called Balance Keepers, and that is 3 books. And it's about kids that go to school in the core of the earth, and they get to go access these secret realms from there, and they get to fight these like creatures that are super fun, and they have magical powers. It's really, really fun. I love this series. I'm super excited about that coming out. Then I'm also working on a new YA series right now that I can't say anything else about, but I'm super excited about it, and we'll see what happens with that one. So yeah, I'm probably going to write for the rest of my life, so there will be
Can't
many
wait.
books coming.
Can't wait to see what else comes up. But you
Well,
said on Twitter, I think, that there's going to be a second book in the Murder Complex series. And when is that release date?
we have not actually got a set release date for that yet, but it's probably pretty likely going to be around the same time that book one came out. So summer 2015 is what I'm going to guess. But the cover and title have not been announced yet. Hopefully that all will come soon. I'm excited about both of those too. Yay.
Is this going to be a trilogy or just 2 books? How many books are going to be in this series?
It's 2 books, and then there's also a little prequel novella that's already out right now. It's called The Fear Trials. And hopefully I'll be able to do more novellas because those are pretty fun to do. I'd like to do one from Zephyr's point of view. I think that would be really fun. Yeah.
And then another question is, on the top of your head, do you have any favorite book quotes?
Yes. It's actually tattooed on my ribs. It's from Delirium by Lauren Oliver. And it says, "I love you. Remember, they cannot take it," because that is just, it's so beautiful. I love that. So, yeah, I love that quote. And then I also love like all the million, bazillion, trillion quotes that are in Harry Potter and the Hunger Games. You guys can just read the books and read them all.
So do you think you're ever going to get a Harry Potter Hunger Games tattoo?
Probably not. I would like to, but I'm running out of room, and I don't know if my husband will approve of all the tattoo ideas that I do have. But I want to get one for my other book series eventually, so we'll see. But you never know. Hard to
And
resist.
we're gonna play another game
Oh gosh.
called Marry, Kiss, and Cliff. This will
Okay,
be very difficult for you.
this is a good one.
So if you don't know, Marry, Kiss, and Cliff is, I'm going to give you 3 characters, and you're going to
Okay.
tell me if you who you want to marry, who you want to kiss, and who you want to push off a cliff.
Yeah.
And when you push them off a cliff, they might or might not die. You don't know. So it's very open-ended.
That's
So the first 3 characters, Edward, Jacob, or Bella from Twilight.
okay. Definitely push Bella off of the cliff immediately. Um, marry Edward and kiss Jacob. That was yes. I got that one.
Good job. Good job. You're getting better at this. See?
No, it's a slow progression.
The next one is Harry, Ron, or Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Okay. Push push Harry off of the cliff because I'm not attracted to him. And I love him, but I'm not attracted to him. And I would probably marry Ron because he's just goofy as heck, and I think he's adorable. And then I would kiss Malfoy because he has a strange, like, sexiness to him that I have only discovered recently as I've grown up a little. I'm like, I like that guy.
He is the bad boy.
But he's not marrying type, so.
And then the third one is Peeta, Katniss, or Gale from the Hunger Games.
Okay, marry Peeta. Kiss Gale. push Katniss off the cliff. I'm sorry, girl, but I like boys. Um,
That's
but I
fine.
think she would totally survive. She's a Mockingjay, so she would just fly with her wings and be fine. So,
Logic. Yeah.
I know. Random logic. Oh,
And
man.
then I actually forgot to ask you, you have read or seen the TV show Game of Thrones?
Yes. Oh
Okay.
my gosh. Yeah.
Next question. Um,
Yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen, Jon Snow, and the third one is Cersei Lannister. Is that her? How you say her name? Cersei Lannister.
Okay, I would push her off the cliff because I hate her. Um, Marry Jon Snow because it's Jon Snow, and what woman would say no to marrying that? And then kiss Daenerys because regardless of the fact that she's a woman, she is incredibly beautiful, and she might let me get a little closer to her dragons, which is what I would really be interested in. So I would use her. I would use Daenerys to get close to her dragons.
That's
Oh,
fine. That's
man.
fine. I would too. They're badass. Are you kidding me?
I know. I love them.
One more question from Twitter, and then I'll talk about the giveaway that's going to happen.
Oh, awesome.
So, Isabel asks, what advice do you give to young authors about writing detail in their book?
That's a great question. I would say when you're younger, like when I first wrote The Murder Complex, I was 18. Um, and so I wrote it in Florida because that was a place that I had grown up in and I knew it very well and I loved it. So if you write what you're passionate about, then I think the details will come naturally and perfectly through after some time. So definitely write what you know, write what you love. And you might love like historical stuff. So if you research it and you become someone that knows things about it, then it will come naturally. But yeah, and being a young writer, you can write as a young writer. Like you don't have to be a college graduate with an MFA. You don't have to be like the biggest reader in the world. You don't have to be someone who's like studied the craft of it at first. You can, if you're passionate about it, just go for it. It doesn't matter how young or how old you are. So go for it. You can do it. Write all the books because I want to read them.
And that concludes our interview. So now I'm going to be talking about the giveaway. Lindsay has so graciously said that she's going to give away The Murder Complex. This is USA and Canada only. And this will also end August 4th. So in order to win, this live chat is going to become a YouTube video. And yeah, Lindsay is, there you go, it's that. So when it's a YouTube video, I would like you to comment on that video. It can say anything. It can say, Rachel, you have horrible hair. It doesn't matter. You're going to be entered. And then the second thing, this is optional but extra points, is to follow Lindsay on Twitter. I don't know why I said Twitter. It's Twitter. Twitter. And this, is that it? Yeah, And then when you follow her on Twitter, comment with your username so I can verify the entry and I know that you're not cheating because...
No cheaters. We don't like cheaters.
We do not like cheaters. And let me think, is that it? Okay, and in the description, I will also put what Lindsay's Twitter name is so you don't have to Google search because I'm kind like that. And yes, very gracious. And yeah, that's it. So comment and then extra points if you follow Lindsay and comment with your username that you follow her in. And that is it. Thank you so much, Lindsay. I had a great time. And thank you to everyone who asked questions. That was awesome.
That was fun.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.